Hey, we're Whiskey Fancies. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kara.
And what do we have tonight?
Tonight we're going over some shelf sitters. Sometimes you go to the liquor store and you don't feel like hunting for a bourbon. You just want to go in and just get a really good, decent bottle. And time again, you walk past the bottles that are always sitting there. And today we're going to highlight some of those bottles that we think you should be picking up. And so today we have 4 shelf sitters that we think are worth your purchase.
And we believe it's readily available across a lot of places.
You shouldn't be looking too hard for these.
Yeah.
So what's your first pick this evening?
Rittenhouse Rye with a good old twist off.
Yeah! That scared me. So Rittenhouse was one of my first ryes, I think early on. I think it's a barely legal rye, but it's also super drinkable. I really enjoy it. It's from Heaven Hill.
It's a very bourbon-y rye, so if you're trying to introduce somebody into rye, this is a really great start to go to. It was one of my first ryes. It's quite tasty.
I think it has the perfect balance between sweetness and spice.
And it's got that Heaven Hill where I get that flavor of roasted peanuts.
It's quite... I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
It's good.
So my first pick is Elijah Craig. Elijah Craig was my very first bourbon, so I have a kind of a soft spot for Elijah Craig. Now this happens to be a pick, so if you go into your local liquor store and you see a pick available, grab it. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be fantastic. I haven't had one that I didn't like. So, but the standard offering Elijah Craig is still a solid
pick.
Solid pour.
And the picks are about $30 or less.
Yeah.
So I mean, you really can't go wrong with having a store pick.
Yeah, and in our region, the regular Elijah Craig offering runs about $24 to $27, and it just has a perfect balance of oak that I really enjoy.
Yeah, it's more oaky that you tend to enjoy. I like it because it has that Heaven Hill distinct roasted peanuts flavor that I always get, but it's definitely more oak.
It's very tasty.
And I also picked a Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. Now it's the only Jack Daniel's that I will drink. They all got some funk going on about them. I don't know if it's that charcoal
filter.
Don't care.
Perhaps.
But this is definitely a hitter. I would buy this all day, every day if I saw it sitting on a shelf with some other high allocated bottles. I'd still probably pick this if someone was going to be upcharging those other highly allocated bottles. This is a better pick.
Yeah, it's a fantastic price for a barrel proof. I think it's about $50, $60?
No more than 60.
No more than 60?
50 to 55.
I think it's a really great barrel proof. One thing I did notice on some of these is right on the finish is a little bit of a kind of like a drying tendency, and that's the only thing I've noticed that stands out as opposed to other offerings. But I think it's a really I agree with this. It's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
And when you see that Jack Daniel's label, people might kind of pass it by because of that. But
I did. I got taught.
You're missing out if you're skipping this. You really are. So my last shelf sitter, highly recommend, is Maker's Mark's Cash Strength. When I first tried Maker's Mark, I really didn't understand why people liked it. I didn't like it. I thought it was a little thin and strange. I didn't care for it. And then I was introduced to Maker's Mark Cask Strength, and I became a fan of high proof wheaters. And I really think this is a great standard offering that a lot of people should be able just to go and pick up at most places.
On the shelf randomly.
Just sitting there. And I know they have a new offering, the release, the 46 Cask Strength. Used to be distillery exclusive, I think.
Yes.
And now that's even more widely available. And
little baby.
that baby's around here somewhere. The 46 or the regular Cask Strength are both phenomenal picks, and they're just sitting there. So don't stand in line looking for allocated bourbons every day when you can just go and get a fantastic pour and share it with your friends.
And no, you're not just wasting money and your time on something that you're probably never going to open.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to have it as a trophy kind of bottle sitting on your shelf to say, hey bros, look what I got, but you don't, but it's
So
not
silly.
open. Like, Open it, man.
Yeah.
Drink it. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, pick up some of these shelf sitters and let me know, what do you guys think? What do you guys see on the shelf that people are passing by to get that allocated bourbon?
Oh, I do.
Give us a comment.
I have to put a disclaimer. Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. You will tend to find that it's banana bread forward.
Ooh, forgot.
Mhm.
If you don't like bananas,
Mm-hmm.
maybe rethink it. But I love banana bread, so
Yeah.
it's a thumbs up in my book.
And it's not that weird runt candy
No,
banana at all.
it's
It's
very
like
tasty.
legit banana.
I enjoy it. Well, and
Cheers to you.
cheers.